7 is the natural number following 6 and preceding 8. Mathematics. 7, the fourth prime number, is not only a Mersenne prime but also a double Mersenne prime since the exponent 3 is itself a Mersenne prime. It is also a Newman-Shanks-Williams prime, a Woodall prime, a factorial prime, a lucky prime, a happy number, a safe prime, and the fourth Heegner number. 7 is the lowest natural number that cannot be represented as the sum of the squares of three integers. 7 is the aliquot sum of one number, the cubic number 8, and is the base of the 7 aliquot tree. N equals 7 is the first natural number for which the next statement is not hold. Two nilpotent endomorphisms from Cn with the same minimal polynomial and the same rank are similar. 7 is the only number d for which the equation 2n-d equals x2 has more than two solutions for n and x natural. In particular, the equation 2n-7 equals x2 is known as the Ramanujan-Nagel equation. 7 is the only dimension, besides the familiar 3, in which a vector cross product can be defined. 7 is the lowest dimension of a known exotic sphere, although there may exist as yet unknown exotic smooth structures on the four-dimensional sphere. 999,999 divided by 7 is exactly 142,857. Therefore, when a vulgar fraction with 7 in the denominator is converted to a decimal expansion, the result has the same 6-digit repeating sequence after the decimal point, but the sequence can start with any of those 6 digits. For example, 1/7 equals 0.142857 142,857. and 2/7 equals 0.285714 285,714. In fact, if one sorts the digits in the number 142,857 in ascending order, 124,578, it is possible to know from which of the digits the decimal part of the number is going to begin with. The remainder of dividing any number by 7 will give the position in the sequence 124,578 that the decimal part of the resulting number will start. For example, 628 divided by 7 equals 89 and 5/7. Here 5 is the remainder, and would correspond to number 7 in the ranking of the ascending sequence. So in this case, 628 divided by 7 equals 89.714285. Another example, 5,238 divided by 7 equals 748 and 2/7. Hence the remainder is 2, and this corresponds to number 2 in the sequence. In this case, 5,238 divided by 7 equals 748.285714. A seven-sided shape is a heptagon. The regular n-gons for n6 can be constructed by compass and straight edge alone, but the regular heptagon cannot. Figure-8 numbers representing heptagons are called heptagonal numbers. 7 is also a centered hexagonal number. 7 is the first integer reciprocal with infinitely repeating sexagesimal representation. There are 7 Fries groups, the groups consisting of symmetries of the plane whose group of translations is isomorphic to the group of integers. There are 7 fundamental types of catastrophes. When rolling two standard 6-sided dice, 7 has a 6 in 36 probability of being rolled, the greatest of any number. The Millennium Prize problems are 7 problems in mathematics that were stated by the Clay Mathematics Institute in 2000. Currently, 6 of the problems remain unsolved. Numeral systems in quaternary. 7 is the smallest prime with a composite sum of digits. Basic calculations. Evolution of the glyph. In the beginning, various Hindus wrote 7 more or less in one stroke as a curve that looks like an uppercase J vertically inverted. The Western Gubar Arabs' main contribution was to make the longer line diagonal rather than straight, though they showed some tendencies to making the character more rectilinear. The Eastern Arabs developed the character from a 6 look-alike into an uppercase V look-alike. Both modern Arab forms influenced the European form, a two-stroke character consisting of a horizontal upper line joined at its right to a line going down to the bottom left corner, a line that is slightly curved in some font variants. As is the case with the European glyph, the Chaman Khmer glyph for 7 also evolved to look like the glyph for 1, though in a different way. So they were also concerned with making their 7 more different. For the Khmer, this often involved adding a horizontal line above the glyph. This is analogous to the horizontal stroke through the middle that is sometimes used in handwriting in the Western world, but which is almost never used in computer fonts. This horizontal stroke is, however, important to distinguish the glyph for 7 from the glyph for 1 in writings that use a long upstroke in the glyph for 1. On the 7-segment displays of pocket calculators and digital watches, 7 is the number with the most common glyph variation. Most calculators use 3-line segments, but on Sharp, Casio, and a few other brands of calculators, 7 is written with 4-line segments because in Japan and Korea, 7 is written as in the illustration to the right, while the shape of the 7 character has an ascender in most modern typefaces. In typefaces with text figures, the character usually has a descender, as, for example, in most people in continental Europe and increasingly in the UK and Ireland as well as Latin America write 7 with a line in the middle, sometimes with the top line crooked. The line through the middle is useful to clearly differentiate the character from the number 1, as these can appear similar when written in certain styles of handwriting. This glyph is used in official handwriting rules for primary school in Russia, Ukraine, Romania, Poland, and other Slavic countries, as well as in France, Finland and Germany. Automotive and transportation. 7. A service of the New York City subway. BMW 7 Series, a flagship range of luxury vehicles from German automobile manufacturer, BMW. The Lotus 7, a kit car produced by Lotus. Each airplane in Boeing's line of passenger jets is named with a 3-digit number beginning and ending in 7. Classical world. Classical antiquity. 7 deadly sins. 7 classical planets. 7 heavens. 7 days in the week. 7 colors in the rainbow. 7 seas. 7 continents. 7 against Thebes. 7 kings of Rome. 7 emperors: Julius Caesar, Augustus, Galba, Hadrian, Nerva, Sallust, Vespasian. 7 hills of Istanbul. 7 hills of Rome. 7 liberal arts. 7 sages of the bamboo grove in China. 7 sages of Greece. Saptarishi. 7 sages concept in ancient India. 7 wise masters, a cycle of medieval stories. 7 wonders of the ancient world. 7 was considered a god number in ancient Egypt. The pharaoh usually ordered things in groups of multiples of 7. For a time, 7 was not even used in writings for the people of Egypt. 7 pure notes in the diatonic scale. Commerce and business. 7-Eleven is the trading name of a chain of convenience stores based in the U.S. 7 Jeans, also known as 7 for all mankind, a brand of designer jeans. Food and beverages. 7-Up is the name of a popular soft drink.